Hello everyone, welcome back to Lego Bay City. It's been a while, more than a month. I took a break back in December, and then, of course, I've been busy this past January with the alternate design of the two-door corner, which is the two-door and apothecary. I've also been building lots of stuff, including this one. So this one started off around November, and I've been collecting parts since last year or so. Mainly slopes, bricks, walls in dark gray, light gray, and dark tan color, as you can see, which is mainly because I wanted to create an extension or a platform to elevate the Rivendell set. Now, given that last year also we got the Dungeons and Dragons minifigure set, I thought maybe it would be great to incorporate that into the build. And as you can see here, we have the Birdman, and then there's the Druid, and these ones are from the Harry Potter sets, as well as a previous minifigure set which had the Orc Warrior. And you might think, well, yes, there is the Rivendell set, and it's been elevated. And I mentioned about the Dungeons and Dragons minifigures, but there's only two of them. And one here is even Wonder Woman, which I don't have a DC set up in my city, so I just incorporated her into this one, fighting off the archer. But where is the Dungeons and Dragons minifigures? So that's where the extra detail comes in. As you can see right now, it's just a platform, but I will show you in a minute that it's not actually just that. First, we have a closer look at the rock formation, as well as the waterfall that extends from the original set here. And I've placed it in an angle with some details of the white as the water falls down and then slowly goes into the stream or the river. Now, what I will be doing here is extending this one as I expand the medieval area and try to connect it to our canal here. But that will be for another project. So we have here rock formations. I would say this one isn't the super expert level that you would see in other rock formations like Mr. Bookie Boo, but I have incorporated just enough details for it to be in a better than normal, as I would say. The thing with this is that I didn't want it to be super detailed where it is not in line with the details with the Rivendell set anymore. So as you can see here, there is, I think, a good transition where if you are not an expert in the Lego sets, the transition between that is not really noticeable unless you have to really look into it. And here, further rock works, I added, of course, the plants, the leaves, so that it will mash up well with the set itself. And here, this one didn't come with the set. It's actually part of the platform. And I sort of meshed it up so it has a proper transition. And this one is just not the entrance or exit that leads to a cliff. So this one is a balcony, and I think this one looks great on that angle. Now, after that, this is where the magic happens. As you can see there, there is an access or a tunnel underneath. And if we look further, Dungeons and Dragons are actually underneath Rivendell, and I've made a whole dungeon underneath. So it's been crazy when I started with it, and I think I am now like 95% complete, and I'm very happy with it. So before anything else, I would remove the top levels, which is just laying on the platform as similar to a modular with some pin or stud connections. And then after that, I'll show you the details of the interior dungeon. And this is what it looks like after I removed Rivendell from the top level. I will still be removing some more plates, which is covering up the rest of the dungeon. So this one's a bit tricky. Not a lot of stud connections, but just enough so they don't move. But yeah, I went crazy on this one as well. I've had so many extra parts, weapons, miscellaneous 1x1 slopes, random tiles from either from MOCs or from pab walls and whatnot. The main thing that drove me into being able to build this are these dark tan burp pieces that came from the Hogwarts big castle, and that was because I did the alternate design by Bolt Bricks of the university, and it had a lot of extra parts that could be used for this one, and that just prompted me to build from that wall and then populate the maze as I went along. So I will be rotating this, so we'll be able to have a closer look from the start up to the end of the dungeon or maze. So as I mentioned earlier, you start off from this entrance here, and we work along the different pathways where you could end up walking here to your left or to the right. And then here you have an adventurer unknowingly bound to face a skeleton general. And I've placed different potions, different items on every area that is possible. Where here you have like an elven bread, you have a torch there, you have a snake here, like something that they could fight off to level up, a sword, a potion that's hidden underneath or behind this rock. And then of course here, if you see on this side, it's just a plain rock formation, but it's actually a hidden door. And here we have the master, the paladin, with some different bounties or weapons in his lair. And we have here ninja. Lloyd is in this scene where he's fighting off the paladin. Although he's not a Dungeons and Dragons character, I thought it'd be fun to mash up one or two characters because I have him as a spare in my city. Now, again, we walk around here. There's another adventurer walking, and she's walking ahead in this area, which is sort of like a dead end, but she's bound to miss this portion here. There's another hidden door. So if she had noticed it, she would be able to access another hidden area. I'll place her back there, and she would be fighting another skeleton warrior. But not just that, because if she proceeded further, she'll gain some more items over there. And then have a chance to fight this character. If I remember correctly, this guy is Saz Tam. I'm not really good with the names of the Dungeons and Dragons characters, but he's very powerful, as I have seen in some of the narratives and in the stories. And there are different treasures behind him. So this is his lair. Once you defeat him, you'll be able to collect that kind of treasure. Now, here, if you sort of stray along this path and keep on walking, you'll find Cheetah, another DC character that I just plopped on into this area here. Well, keep on walking, you have a snake, and then here you have a floating ghost head or skull, and then you have a wand. There's so many different things that you could find here. I can't really mention all of them. It's just like if you want to play along with your friends or with your family, I think this one would be a nice game. It's as if you're actually living up a Dungeons and Dragons game in 3D and in Lego. The great thing about this one as well is like at first, this one would have been a dead end. But actually, if you are able to trigger something in the story, you'd be able to access this area a lot easier. And if you retract your steps, you could gain access to the witch's hidden lair. And she's laughing there because this one is a removable panel. She's summoning something on the other side. And this one is from the Indiana Jones set, the sort of like the museum with the Pharaoh and the Anubis. There was a panel that uses this one, and I thought it would be fun to put it in this as well. She's like summoning something from another dimension. And the thing with this is you can flip it where it suddenly is something that the adventurer would have to battle on this side, or flip it where you just have a spider randomly stuck in that area, and then the creature will be on this side. Here you have more treasures, and I've placed that red mana crystal or red crystal everywhere in the area 1 at a certain place to serve as like a treasure or something that could be mentioned as something that would replenish your powers or revive you or something similar to a potion. And of course, I forgot to mention, if you went onto this path here, you will see another interdimensional creature, which is from the Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum. And you have here a dwarf fighting off the interdimensional creature. And you have also, of course, some more weapons over here. And if you put this lever down like that, just pretend, you could remove this and say, hey, you suddenly have an access to another area. So there are lots of hidden areas again. Removable walls, sliding walls. This one's a bit hard to return now. Just keep it as is for now. And another access door here is this one. And then after that access over there, this is like a double dungeon. If you watch Solo Leveling, you'll know the reference. After defeating one monster, there's another chance for you to go to another dungeon within the same area. This one has a sliding door in it. And this one is sort of like one of the more powerful creatures that we have. I can't remember, this one is like the Queen of Pain or something. And really love this scene because this one I was able to use this dome piece as a shield, where you have there sort of like a warlock or a mage, and he has a really powerful staff. Let me just remove it for now. He's had a magic, like a grimoire, and then here the staff is generating a force field or a shield for him, protecting himself from the blast from the master, and then going in for the final attack is the bard with his sword. So the warlock is keeping this one distracted while he goes for the final blow. And then you have more items here, like a magic wand. There's another hidden item here, a helmet, and you have all of these mirrors here. It's just creating another visual effect, especially when you're looking at it from the outside. You'll be able to see it like this. Very nice for me. And of course, there's another hidden door. There's always going to be lots of hidden doors here where you have access to lots of mana crystals. Now on this side, you have the area where the waterfall is, and there's an underground waterfall and small pond where the adventurers can replenish, heal up, but if they're not careful, there's an actual another monster lurking about at the dark part of that area. And then here we have here a statue. Is it a statue or is it a creature in disguise? We don't know. I don't know either. They might end up fighting it, or it could end up helping them, but it depends on the story that you want to create for yourself. Now here is another one, which is the Mind Flayer. This is his lair, and the great thing about this one is that I've also added a hidden door here, or hidden access. Oops. I hope I can get that. I'll remove Wonder Woman for now. So yeah, if you manage to defeat the Mind Flayer, you'll gain access to be able to exit the maze or the dungeon, if you choose to do it. But if not, you can choose to proceed even further, and you'll find this area here where you need to have sort of like 3 different keys to be able to open this one. And what's inside? A temple with lots of different treasures as well. But if the adventurer tries to get this treasure, ta-da! The vampire lord, I can't remember his name again, will wake up and you'll have to fight him. So this one is sort of like his lair, his bedroom, if you want to consider it that way. He has his juice. I wouldn't say juice, but yeah. We need to keep it kid friendly. He has his weapon, and then a few more treasures at the back over there. So if they manage to finish all of that, they can exit this way as well. So there are 2 or 3 exits that can be used. This one, that one, and the other one over there. And it doesn't have to be that the actual story starts here. It could be where it starts over here, or it can start over there. We can rearrange different things here, although not as flexible as an 8 by 8 vignette where you can just swap things around, and that's the one that I did in Rebrickable. But this one is more personalized and more detailed and custom to what I would like to see in my city, or in this area, which is the medieval area or fantastical magical area. But I am very happy with how it turned out. I never imagined starting from this one and working my way all throughout with the details. I can't even remember how many parts I've used for this one, and I threw in everything and used up all the different pieces here, like the slopes. And I was trying to be um, sort of like creative with the colors, because if it had been just gray, dark gray, and dark tan, it might have been boring. So I used different shades of blue for the Paladin's layer, and then red and trans orange for Sastam's layer, sort of like lava and fire. Lots of fire pieces over there. And then for the witch's layer, you have dark pink and magenta. Here, this one is red and orange and a little bit of blue, but the blue over there is the warlock casting a spell, so that's why it's a different color. And then here, black and white for the vampire lord, and then black and gray on that area. So a different mixture of everything. And as much as I would want to mention the different other details, the small ones that I have placed here, mushrooms, potions, and whatnot, it's just too much for one video, and I don't think anyone would be interested in hearing all of that. I think it's much more fun to be able to explore it for the ones who will be able to visit and see this MOC. So I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just as a disclaimer, I will not be able to create a MOC instruction for this one, just because of the sheer size of it, and it'll drive me crazy. Even like half a year or a year, I wouldn't want to do that. But I hope you learned something watching this video, and if you're creating something for yourself, whether it's for a platform for the Rivendell set or something else, and mostly related to Dungeons and Dragons, I hope you are able to get some ideas of how to create your own dungeon. I intend to add more, not just for the interior, just small bits, but to expand on it on different other castles or platforms, if that's possible, to be able to further bolster my medieval area over there. So I have thought of getting the actual Dungeon and Dragon idea set, but I think I like this more than that, because they have lots of creatures, but those creatures can be replicated. But then the actual dungeon itself, for me, I think I like this one better. But I'm definitely biased because of the work that I have put in for this one. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope to be able to post more videos, not just with this one, but with my other recent creations, just like the alternate design of the Tudor corner. Anyway, I'll be seeing you again. Bye!